This is a really fun and interesting carving by Marvin Jim. He's carved this out of cottonwood root that he finds along the river down here, the San Juan River. And what he does is he goes and collects wood, the root of the tree that's washed out from above and into the river, and it gathers on these really sharp bends. And he comes down and goes through them and collects the wood, takes them home and puts them in what he calls a drying room, which is just a room in his home where he has these racks, and he puts the wood in there and just leaves it for as long as it takes to get a really good dry piece of wood to carve with. So he has some backup, constantly has backup. But Marvin is I like his work because he's deriving his sculptures from Navajo culture, which I find very interesting. And in this case, he's carved a bear. And in the culture, the Navajo revere bears. They respect them, and in some instances they're afraid of them, which makes common sense, because if you've ever run into a bear in the wild, you want to back out of there, because they're very strong, they're very powerful, they're very fast, and if you upset them, they can be aggressive. But in most cases, they respect them. In the culture, changing woman had guardians, and it was the bear and the snake. And when she was taken, when the son, her mate, took her from her home and took him to his, she passed the bear and the snake on as guardian figures for the Navajo people. And so the bear is considered that. He's actually considered a very powerful chief in some ways. And so Marvin has taken that thought, that theme, and he's carved a chief. You can see that it has a chief blanket wrapped around his hips. He's set upon a raised dais of rock and old cedars that have been cut down, and he's put forth to look over and protect and guard, but also have respect shown to him. So just a really cool sculpture. Marvin takes, if you notice the base, most often at the base of sculptures that a lot of the Navajo people do, they'll just take a cross section of cottonwood root and just use that. So it's very simple. But Marvin has taken a knot in the tree and carved this piece out. So you can see he's carved the rocks out of that knot and then extended up to the bear. So this is all one piece, so a single carving. And because he is Navajo, I love it because he is depicting Navajo cultural stories. So something like this you just have to love, because it encapsulates so much of the Navajo culture and has so much meaning to it.